If it makes you money or brings us happiness, you'll find it right here. This is The Purple Tie Show. Well, welcome to the show. I am Robert Martin.
And I am Blake Singleton.
Together, we're the Purple Tie Guys. And this episode's really going to be more of a tech, like, everything. We're not really going to talk about business, and well, we might.
We might. One of the things I want to bring up is, actually, I think these are both business-related topics because, man,
I didn't think about that, but yeah.
There were some dumb decisions that went into some of these things. One of these things.
Probably, well, maybe. Okay,
but the other one could have been dumb. It just depends.
So the first thing, have you seen? You showed it to me, so I know you've seen it.
Have you, the audience, seen?
Have you, the audience? If you have not, please go look at it. The all-new, introducing the Palm Phone. This thing is the most ridiculous. It is. I don't even know. Like. I looked it up before we started the show because I wanted to have a picture of it so you could see it. Oh my God, that's so stupidly tiny.
And I will link this in the show notes.
And you will.
That don't exist.
Yeah, that don't exist.
But this is a tiny smartphone.
It's like the size of a business card.
It's only a little bit bigger than a business card, dimensions wise. It's about a quarter of an inch thick or so. And it's got a crappy camera on the back, crappy camera on the front. A great...
It's meant for people that are going to go off the grid. Or,
called?
Maybe not off the grid.
What was it called? No, there was a name for it. What was it? I don't remember what the name... we were watching a review on YouTube before we started this. And
like 2 days ago, we were watching this review, and the guy's like...
And he had a name for it.
This is perfect for the weekender kind of...
Weekender phone.
Was it a weekender phone?
Weekender phone.
Okay, first of all, I hate that. I hate everything about that statement. Like, I want to hit... Like, whoever used the word weekender first should be hit. Like, that should be a thing. But this phone is teeny tiny. Does it even have like a numeric? Oh yes, it's got T9 texting capabilities.
No. It's full texting. But
is it?
Yeah, it's full texting. Does it have a? It's a touch screen.
Is it?
Yeah.
How do you fit a touch screen?
It's a small touch screen phone. It is like okay. Let's back up for a second. The Palm Phone. 2018.
Maybe I'm losing my mind, but I don't. Are you sure this thing has a touchscreen?
Palm Phone 2018 is a Verizon exclusive phone. You cannot buy it on its own. It has to. You already have to have a data plan in line through them,
and it's like a secondary.
It is a secondary phone. They will clone your SIM card, and then you can receive phone calls on both your primary phone and this secondary smaller phone. It's
oh my God, limited. It's a touch screen. I hate this thing.
I love it.
I hate everything about it.
I think it is really smart. I think that there's a lot of people that if they just released this phone as a standalone phone,
they'd be like, you see my phone?
No, I think they would love it. We had friends that whenever iPhones were getting larger and larger and larger, specifically between the 5 and the 6 series, they were really upset because they had small hands and they didn't like the larger phones.
Hang on. I just want to, I want you to think about that for a minute. They had small hands, so they were upset by the larger. Now, I will say that me and the other sheeple, Jacob, okay, so me and the other sheeple was talking about the larger iPhone XS Max, which is what I ended up with. Not being able to get to the corner of the screen. This Palm Phone, you will not have you could have nubbins.
I feel like it would actually be difficult to use because it's so small.
It's very tiny.
I don't think we're describing exactly how tiny this is. Try to find some dimensions on there. You got the review pulled up.
It's tiny. It's like
If I told you who was complaining about the size of the phones, you'd say, "Oh, that makes perfect sense," but I don't want to mention her by name on the podcast.
Okay, hang on. It is 50 millimeters by 97 millimeters. And 7 millimeters thick. Hang on.
Do they have inches?
It has a very tiny yet powerful phone. It's 3.3 inches is the display size. 3.3. Let that sink in for a minute. 3.3 inches.
What's the size again?
It is 50 millimeters by 97 millimeters.
Okay, so 50 millimeters is just shy of 2 inches.
So a business card.
And 90 millimeters is just over 3.5. 2 by 3.5.
It's a business card. It's 2 by 3.5. So this thing's literally the size. So, and then 7 millimeters thick, which is just stupid tiny, thin.
But here's the thing, right? It's a $300 phone. Okay, there are Samsung mid-range phones that are that price. There are Android phones that are flagship phones for some companies that are only $200 more than that. I feel like the pricing is just not aggressive enough.
No, and the fact that it's got 32 gig of RAMs, it's got a Snapdragon 435 processor, 12 megapixel camera, which is
I think that's the same as what the iPhone has.
It's the same as but it's got to be crap though. I mean, yes, it's a 12 megapixel camera, but what's the sensor?
Maybe that's what you're paying for. For $300, maybe you get a better than you expected camera in this, business card size phone.
Okay, so you know what I'm seeing. This is a business card size point and shoot camera that is also a cell phone.
Yes. It also doesn't function the same way that other Android phones function. Because it's so small, you don't have room on the user interface for all of the buttons and things like that. So you have to learn new gestures, right? So you swipe up from the bottom to bring up the tray, swipe down to do certain things, triple tap, double tap, all this other stuff. I feel like it's I don't even know how to describe this phone.
And now it does have a USB-C port in the bottom, and it's using Gorilla Glass 3 and is IP68 water and dust protection. There's one button, which is the power button, and that's it.
Yeah, to turn it up and turn it down, to change brightness and color, to mute it, to do all that stuff. It's all on screen. Now,
I see, like, on the screen right off the bat, I see Drive, which is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Like, I am a sheeple until the end of the day. Until, I am all things Apple. Until it comes to Google Drive, and then I'm like, I gotta have my Google. Like, I have to have my Google Drive.
Let's go off on a little bit of a side tangent right now. We are storage poor.
Oh my God.
In this building, but there are hard drives upon hard drives connected to computers.
I got to noticing though, there's literally on the little cubicle where the touchscreen computer is sitting. There's literally 2 laptop hard drives that's sitting up there that I have no idea what they go to.
I know what they go to. They're slow and old, but
they're still storage.
One of them's almost a terabyte.
I got sniffles for some reason. So, but we have a terabyte drive there, probably another 500 gig up there with it. I've got a 500 gig shoved in a drawer somewhere that I don't even remember where it's at. I gave away a 512 gig SSD just the other day. I have a terabyte SSD, a 4 gig.
A 4 terabyte.
I'm sorry, a 4 terabyte, like, external desktop drive.
Yep.
You know, and we made fun of my iPhone because it has the same amount of storage, 256 gig, as my MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
And
on my desk, I've got the internal, in my laptop, I've got a terabyte SSD, External, I've got a 512 SSD USB-C, and that thing screams. That is the fastest.
Oh yeah,
And I've also got a terabyte standard USB drive as well. But on top of that, the point I was trying to make was, wait, you've got an external SSD terabyte drive.
I do.
That's USB-C.
And it screams. This thing...
It's so fast, it almost predicts what you want to copy and has it there before you do it.
Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, you wanted that picture off the desktop. It's already here. Don't worry about it.
It was here 3 seconds ago.
Yeah.
It's taking you so long.
I saw you think about it. So,
but what I was going to say was, you were talking about your Google Drive addiction, right?
Yeah. Unlimited storage,
Unlimited storage, right. Because we've got the G Suite where we're hosting our email.
Yeah.
We also have a terabyte of online storage per user
on
with
OneDrive.
Our OneDrive, because we've got the Office 365 stuff going on.
Plus Creative Cloud.
Plus, I've got Creative Cloud for all of my stuff, which comes with 100 gigabytes of online
Plus
storage.
Dropbox.
Dropbox is tiny. I had a 25 gig Dropbox drive that came with my computer for 6 months, and I used it. And then I started getting these warnings that, they were going to start taking away the extra storage unless I upgraded. And I was like, okay, how much is it to upgrade? And it's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. It's way more than anything else. It is way more than
anything else. Even Apple, I want to say. The iCloud storage?
No, the iCloud storage is probably the most expensive storage out there.
It's on Apple hard drives, so it's going to be more expensive.
But it's better.
Right.
So,
it's better storage.
Okay, but speaking of Dropbox, we use that a lot. And this episode is not sponsored by Dropbox.
But it should be.
But it should be. We use that to transfer files back and forth with clients because we can just share a folder and then just upload files to that folder and just poof, they're there. Mm-hmm. Here's the files, that we need approval on. By the way, could you send some pictures for us to use on this portion of the website or whatever? And it's a great option.
It is much better than having somebody email you 4 gigs worth of pictures.
Oh my God, side tangent. We have to talk about this.
Another side tangent within the
Another side tangent within
that
the
side
side
tangent.
That is
a meta side tangent.
So, but we are going to talk a little bit about business. Remind me.
I want to go back to the Palm phone.
We are going to go back to the Palm phone, but remind me to come back to the G Suite stuff.
Okay.
Because as a business owner, that decision to move to G Suite was a big deal.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute.
Unless we want to talk about that on another episode. But, so. You literally died a little inside earlier this week, and I kind of want to address this.
Oh, okay.
I
was trying to figure out where you were going with this.
Okay,
so go ahead. Yes.
So speaking of, file transfer and all that other stuff, we're sitting in the office with a new potential client, and we've already decided that we're going to do work for this client, and the client has a bunch of, logos and stuff, and you were like, oh, okay, well, can you send them to me?
Right.
And he's like, no, they're like on my hard drive, and I don't have a USB key. And he literally looks up from his iPad or his MacBook Air.
Pro.
He had a MacBook Air.
Was it an Air?
It was an Air because I was eyeing it pretty hard. Like I needed another MacBook. So.
Oh my God.
But anyway, I need one for traveling. But.
You have a laptop.
All right, so the client literally looks at you and goes, oh, you're on an iPad. Do you have enough storage space? And I know what you were thinking. Yep. Because it's the largest iPad available.
I've got like the 256 gig iPad Pro or something like that.
I mean, it's a large iPad. And then he literally looks at you and says, well, I can just airdrop it to you. And you literally, your face, you can just see in your face, you're just like, oh,
there's all these things.
There's so many different ways you could send me this file. Why do you have to do this in front of Robert?
Yeah. I have a hard time admitting how well the Apple products work together. Yeah. But once you leave that ecosystem, it's like, hell no.
No, it's like...
I'm not ever going to talk to any one of your friends, just my family. That's what the iPad says.
See, but it was so good because you were like, yeah, you can. And dude goes to AirDrop, and then poop, there's your little iPad, and he's like, okay, drag, share, AirDrop, and you were like, accept, and boom. I mean, within just, these were large
files.
They were large graphics. Yeah. And within a matter of just seconds, they were on your iPad.
Yep.
And no email had to take place, no upload and then download. Straight to the vein, straight shot, straight into the artery. Just okay, I'm over it.
Not enjoying this conversation all that much anymore. I got to tell you though, I was really surprised how tech savvy he was. His profession, the business that he was running, the side business he was running. I did not expect him to be as tech savvy as he was.
Oh yeah,
but he's
really tech savvy. I mean, great guy. He could literally do this on his own if he really wanted to. But yeah. I think he's looking for, professional guidance and that sort of thing.
Right.
And so, but to be able to do that was so handy that it was just painful.
A little bit.
And you refused to talk about it for like the rest of the day. I was like, hey, AirDrop. You're like, shut up.
Maybe if you didn't needle me about it, I would have brought it up and been like, hey, that is really good. But oh no. The second we cleared the door, you're like, how about that AirDrop, huh? That AirDrop was pretty good, wasn't it? Huh?
Oh my God. Could you smell that fresh baked AirDrop going on? It was awesome. Oh man. So the Palm phone. I'm getting
smooth segue back to the Palm phone. Palm phone is running Android. Okay.
Oh man.
It's running
so it'll never get updates.
Right. What it's got is what it's got. You just got to deal with it. It's running a custom launcher that I'm a huge fan of. It reminds me of the Apple Watch, the app interface that you've got whenever you leave the main screen. Oh,
yeah, like the little bubbles.
That's what it reminds me of whenever you see it.
So you don't really...
You don't really have a home screen, a
designated
desktop.
Yeah, you don't have a desktop. You don't have a designated home screen, and you have a search function. I struggle with the... Can I make this bigger? Oh, I can. So you have soft buttons at the bottom, right? They're not actual, like, clickable
Android's
buttons.
never had
Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is it just looks like it would be clunky. You know what I mean? Like, you bring the keyboard up and, I fat finger the iPad or the iPhone keyboard.
I just moved to the Plus, the iPhone Plus, 7 Plus. I'll get it right here in a second. And I get that stuff wrong all the time. So I'm trying to bring up that review again so I can get a closer look at it. It's on
The Verge is where I found it at. But so you've got Google Search, you've got Chrome, you've got the Google Play Store, you've got Gmail. You know what
all
I don't?
Google
you
stuff.
know what I don't see on here though?
What?
Something that me and you were talking about earlier this week. Inbox, because they're taking it away for...
Inbox is not their main thing. It's never been their main thing. It was sort of a side, an offshoot of Gmail, and I like it a lot. I like the way that it organizes.
I'm a fan of Inbox. I wish they wouldn't do away with it.
But they're filtering it out. They're gonna shut it down and move some of the functions of Inbox over to Gmail. It never works the same, and I've already reinstalled Gmail on my phone so I can get used to it again, but it is very different than Inbox.
Wow, look at that gigantic call button right in the center. That is just good stuff there.
And you see there's a light white little thing at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
That's where you swipe or tap or do whatever to get more
So they're hawking this phone as a weekender phone. Like, okay, you're gonna go away, you're gonna go camping in the woods or whatever, and so you're gonna take your weekender phone as a second line, like it's an offshoot of your regular phone, I guess. It's on the same line.
So here's the thing, right? I feel like this is for the person that is really, really, really into Slack, email, Messenger,
See, and
connectivity.
I don't think, see, because of the keyboard, I don't feel like it's.
I'm saying that this is for someone who wants to disconnect from all that. You just don't have it on this phone. You've got your main phone.
No. Oh no. If I have to do without Slack and iMessages and email, like someone will pay dearly.
I remember what made you so mad about this phone. It was the Family Time or whatever it was. Do you remember?
Oh wait, what was it called? It was like,
it was Family something, you turned it on and it basically disconnected from everything, even cellular.
And I'm like, you need to be able to disconnect.
Was it family mode?
I think it's family mode. I don't remember, but there's.
We really should have prepared
for this instead of just on the
on the fly doing this.
On the fly, we're like, hey, we're gonna do this thing today.
Yeah.
But I think it was like Family Time or something like that. Oh my God, and it was so pissed me off so bad because they were like, oh, I'm trying to find it. Single virtual button, it's an 8 megapixel front camera, 12 megapixel back.
That's what it was.
And I don't think I'm going to be able to find the
I can't
thing
either.
because they're like, oh, well, it'll power itself. Oh, life mode. That's
life
what it
mode.
was. Life mode. Okay. Oh my God, I cannot tell you how bad this pisses me off. So the phone actually has a life mode where you can put the phone into life mode and it becomes a minimalistic phone so that you're not distracted from life. It's called put it down.
Right.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been at dinner with you or a business client or, whoever, and the phone is like sitting on the table. I'm like, okay, so first of all, the waitress is going to come over. She cares nothing about your phone. She's making $2.13 an hour. When she pours a pitcher of sweet tea on it and you're upset by it, it was your own fault because it was laying on the table. Why did you're at even if it's a business thing, and you're negotiating a deal or you're meeting with a business person, that put it up, I mean, just put it. I mean, my phone is so gigantic that I can't put it in my pocket. Literally, I can't put it in my pocket. But I will put it in like the side pocket of my cargo pants or something like that, just to where it's out of reach.
You're very passionate about this, aren't you?
You told me to get behind what I was passionate about. And I'm very passionate. So if you're gonna have dinner with your girlfriend or boyfriend or wife or children, you shouldn't need a life mode to be like, oh well, I'm sorry, but I have to put my phone in life mode because I gotta get a life. What? Are you I'm sorry, I'm very passionate about that.
So the Palm phone, I think I like it. I think it's a great idea that was maybe not executed in the best way. I think it's stupid that it's a add-on. You have to have another phone to have this phone. I think that is the dumbest thing in the world.
If it was just a little more,
I feel like if that was $150 and you could buy it on its own line, that would be perfect.
Oh God, I'd have it tomorrow.
And as a phone that I could carry with me and put in my bag and not worry about. like you were talking about, whenever you go out to dinner with somebody or you go to a business meeting, and hey, I could keep that in my pocket. I can't keep this giant, iPhone 7 Plus in my pocket.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, all you need is this way to get phone calls. You don't even need your
phone
calendar.
Calls, text messages.
Well, you can even get your calendar on here.
Calendars would be good on there. I'm sure it comes with the Google Calendar. I'm 100% sure it comes with it.
I'm sure it does too. It's not up here, but I'm sure it comes with the Google Calendar. So, and chat was the other thing. It had a weird... you had to do Verizon's chat and like push through chat and all this. Yeah. It was just weird.
It was stupid is what it was.
So you don't get actual SMS messaging with
No,
this.
It forwards through the cellular network or something
Which
weird
is,
like that.
It's stupid.
But
I feel with just a little polish, this could be really good.
But I think right now it's stupid that it's an add-on phone.
It is dumb.
I think it's stupid that it's $300. And I think there are some things that they can improve. So my takeaway from this phone was, I feel like if they just strip the apps down, right? What do you need if you're going on vacay? Is that still a thing? I have no idea. I never talked like that to begin with.
Okay, well, the convo. So we're going to have a convo about going on vacay, and in this... What?
Totes.
So I don't need Google Drive if I'm on vacation. I don't need, because I'm going to have an assistant that can take care of that. I need my email. I need to be able to make phone calls. I need to be able to get directions, like a GPS type thing. Other than that, I really don't need anything else.
Well,
maybe a calendar.
Okay, let's hypothetically have a...
Let's hypothesize this.
I was going to say hypothesize, but I was like, that's not a word.
It is today.
It's not 9 o'clock at night right now while we're recording this, and I'm, on the verge of falling asleep because I'm old. But let's have a hypothetical situation where you go on vacation, right, and you have an emergency. And you need access to Google Drive, or you need access to your email, or you need access to Messenger or Facebook or whatever. You've got the Play Store on there. You can install whatever you need to do whatever you've got to do.
But hang on.
But the whole point of the phone is so that you don't have that. You don't need it.
You don't need those distractions. You're in life mode.
My point was that if you needed them, you could get them. Don't have it come with all that crap. How many phones do you know that come with Facebook pre-installed these days? All of them is the answer.
No, pre-installed?
Yeah.
My iPhone didn't have Facebook pre-installed.
Oh, I bet it did.
I bet. I'm not restoring it to find out, but I don't think it does. Matter of fact, I'm 99% sure it doesn't, because Apple's so particular about what's on their phone.
That's true.
When it comes brand new. Now,
that's true.
The reason it was already on there was you downloaded and restored from a backup. You're like, hey, all my stuff is there.
That's fair. That's
a fair assumption. So, speaking of... God,
what do you... Okay, if you could give that Palm phone a rating, what would it be?
The poop emoji.
Mine would be one gigantic hand holding like a candy bar, because that's what it looks like. It looks like the mounds.
It's totes adorable.
I'm not okay with that.
It does kind of look like a little half of a
like
mounds.
A mounds.
Like they should come in a 2-pack.
Yes. For $300, they should come in a 2-pack.
They should come in a 2-pack. One for when you misplaced the first one.
Right, and you can just call it.
Oh my God. Okay, speaking of... Okay, poop. The Palm phone gets a poop emoji.
I think the Palm phone gets a lovey eyes emoji. Yep.
Man,
that's mine.
That's rough. All right.
That's because it's the right answer.
Oh God, I hate this so much. I hate tech reviews with you. So, but speaking of tech reviews, something that I feel, because we try to do a little bit of business talk in each one of these, or we're going to try to do a little bit of business talk in each one of these. So we migrated one of our largest clients to Google servers for mail.
Yes.
And in the process of not wanting to screw their stuff up, we were like, hey, you know what? We only have a couple accounts. That's why it's called guys. Plural. We have a couple of accounts. We have hello at Purple Tie Guys and all that other stuff. But we have two, like, primary accounts. So we went ahead and migrated those over. And I got to tell you, this was the hands down the best thing I have ever done as a business owner. Separating that mail from our web server is like...
Do you want to go into...
The angels began to sing.
We decided to move.
They began to sing.
You're in the South. They did sing, and they sang real good.
They were just like, whoa! That's how they sounded.
Are you sure you went to heaven?
It's not 9 o'clock at night anyway. So do I want to
do you want to go into why we ended up wanting to change in the first place?
So, yes. So GoDaddy is the absolute bottom of the barrel, worst of the worst. They are great. They got hosting down pat. But their mail services are hideous. That no one in the company knows what's going on. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, and they couldn't find their butt with both hands a roadmap and someone to help when it comes to email. Half of them say, "Oh, we're doing away with workspace," and then the other half is like, "Well, we are. We just we got nothing better, and we don't know when we're going to do it." So eventually, in 2080, we're going to do away with workspace. So you need to be thinking about migrating off that. And I'm thinking, 2080, I'm going to be dead. I'll be getting my emails somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't be on GoDaddy at that point. My credit card will stop processing.
So just to give the audience a little perspective,
GoDaddy
has 3 types of email right now.
Oh my God, I forgot about the other, and that's just another.
They have workspace email, which they have had forever.
Which is supposed to be
it's their mid-range. They have
business class.
Yeah, well,
small business, micro business class.
That's the stuff that they used to give away for free, and they still do with some packages. The other, the better one, the one that they keep trying to sell us on, is Office 365 email. Not to be confused with actual Office 365. This is just email.
Oh,
but you also get the programs.
It's so stupid. I'm like, I already have the programs. Well, it comes with it. I'm like, but I'm already paying.
And it is expensive for what you get, and you have limited space.
Oh, very limited.
It is stupid. And the last option, the one that we were told that we had to move to, which is what started this whole thing maybe 4 years ago, is cPanel email.
Oh, cPanel. Oh, it's the best thing since sliced bread. Okay, so
we didn't know.
Hang on now. If I was going to put this email into an airliner, Microsoft 365 is like being in business class, but some, crazy 80-year-old knitting grandma and her screaming grandchild is in the seat beside you.
Okay.
Somehow in business class.
Okay.
That's workspace email.
Wait, you said that was Office 365.
Oh yeah, Office 365. I'm sorry. Google.
You got to get your analogy.
Google would be the first. Well, I don't really fly
right.
a whole lot of first class. Google Mail would be first class, obviously, and then Coach, Economy, Normies, That would be your workspace email. And then down in the pit of the bottom of the belly of the plane where they shove all the extra baggage and the little, cockroaches are running around in,
right.
That's cPanel email.
It is awful. And since I'm the one that usually has to deal with it, I can just go ahead and tell you nothing.
cPanel email is in the tank where they empty the toilets.
Nothing ever works right.
Mm-mm.
And the email has a tendency not to go through, or you just don't receive it, or everything gets flagged as spam because you've got your spam filter turned up so high trying to cut down on the spam, or you turn it down one notch and then suddenly you have all the spam in the world.
Oh, that's one thing. Our Google stuff, I don't get spam.
I don't either.
Like, in my Princess Leia thing, and I've got $1 billion to send you today because I'm in the hospital and, wherever and dying. I don't get those anymore. Yeah. Like, I just don't get them. And I think we get like a summary at the end of the day that was like, hey, we blocked these emails because they look kind of crappy.
Well, so the way the G Suite works is you've got your primary accounts, mine and yours. Then you've got groups that we can both be part of, and the group gets an email. Mm-hmm. So anybody you add to the group can have access to that email. So these people are spamming the group email, and we get a digest at the end of the day that's like, do you want to approve this message to be sent? And I always just delete that, because if you delete it, it just deletes those things. But my personal account gets no spam either. Like, never.
None. I don't get spam. It's great.
It is. It's great. It filters so well.
Well. And we have like groups within that too, where we have a projects at Purple Tie Guys. Mm-hmm. We have a hello at Purple Tie Guys, and so we'll use that for like projects is where we get clients to send us project files and stuff like that, so that we both get a copy of it or whatever. And then hello is just so that if somebody reaches out to ask us.
Hello seems to get more people to send you messages. Like if you have just a generic info at or contact at.
Well, it seems very info at versus hello at. Hello makes you oh, well, hello. Like, hey, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah.
And info is like information. You want information? Send it to our info at. And I'm just like, that's just. But I love the Google Mail servers. They are
so fast.
Amazing. They're fast. Like, and I always used to hate because, salespeople. I hate the fact when you get a salesperson on the phone, they're like, okay, I'm gonna hold you hostage on this phone while we wait for my email to come through.
Oh yeah. Because
I want to go over it with you, and I'm like, dude, I'm on a cPanel host. That thing could be 3 days before I get it. I am not like I appreciate what you're trying to do here. But I'm not sitting on this phone with you for 3 days waiting on this email to come through.
Whenever we used to try and troubleshoot with GoDaddy support, trying to figure out what was wrong, they'd say, okay, we're going to send you a test email. And I'm thinking to myself, you are in the building with the server. You are not going to be able to help me at all.
Yeah, I hate that.
And then sometimes they'd send it and it would be almost instantaneous, and sometimes they'd send it and you'd sit and wait for 5 minutes for this thing to find its way through the rat holes in the back of the server to get to my email.
And then they're like, oh, well, let us send you an email to test that. Did you get that? Yeah, it came through. Nothing wrong on our end. No. That is not okay.
You walked a USB key across the hall and copied that to my inbox.
Yeah.
I know a little bit about how this works.
You copied that to a USB key and slid it across the little doorway to your partner who loaded it on my mail. No, that don't work. So, but as far as a business class email, And we don't get any kickback from Google. We don't have an
I
affiliate
just
link
realized
or any
we've
of that
gone on
stuff.
like a 15-minute rant about why GoDaddy email is so terrible and haven't told people why changing is so important.
So changing is important. Here's why changing is important. Because GoDaddy sucks. No, seriously. The reason... Listen, GoDaddy, if you're listening to this, give me a call. The reason it's so important to change is having your email server separate from your web server gives you a level of security. Number one, a level of security. Number two, you now have the capability of moving your website literally 15 times a day and never affecting your email. Like, your emails are fine. Your website goes down, not a problem. Still got my email.
Mm-hmm.
GoDaddy not treating you right? No problem. Shoot it over to, Host9 or Namecheap or Bluehost or HostGator.
Bluehost is another one that I'm having issues with right now.
Bluehost is like...
I don't want to get into that.
So do yourself a favor, if you're a small business owner and you're kind of, thinking about, hey, I need email, I need hosting, I need this stuff. 1, run from GoDaddy. 2, don't get in bed with Bluehost. 3, do your research.
One thing that I'm going to say is there is a minimal cost associated with going with G Suite. I think it starts at like $6 a month or $10 a month.
$5 or $10 a month per email box.
Email box, and that can get expensive quick.
But hang on. I know. You don't give me that face. Think about this for a minute. You're talking about an employee, right? In most cases,
right?
You're talking about an employee that you probably pay more than $10 an hour, not let alone a month, that is tied up waiting on email, waiting to send something out. It's a nominal cost. Like, it is so, shouldn't even be a talking point.
Where we are in the U.S., small businesses... I could name off so many small businesses that anything that costs money is too much.
Oh, yeah.
Especially monthly stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that... Okay, Mozilla, the creator of Firefox, used to make an email software called Thunderbird.
Man, I
loved it. I thought Thunderbird was great. It is free. It is an Outlook alternative.
Mm-hmm. And it was fantastic.
It was fantastic, but it also, to my knowledge, has not been updated in years. I mean, they stopped developing that so they could focus on, Firefox and making it competitive to Chrome and that sort of thing. But there are still people who use it because they need that software on their desktop and they can't afford Outlook. And they probably don't even realize that there's alternatives out there, like Postbox for Mac, which you used to use, because you didn't want to go out and shell out $400 or whatever it was for Outlook.
Well, back in the day when you were looking at Office to get Outlook, you were looking at spending $400 or $500. Right. Now we have a subscription for $14 a month or whatever, and it's no big deal. I'd rather pay you $14 a month forever than give you $400 hairs of my hard-earned money.
I don't even remember when we started Office 365, but I guarantee you we've paid more than $400.
Oh, easily.
But it's it's this mental thing. It's only $15 a month.
Yeah.
Every month.
Forever. Yeah. Now you made me depressed. That's awesome.
For business owners, though, things like that shouldn't be any different than paying the electric bill or the internet bill or...
I get mad every time I have to pay the electric bill.
Well,
but if I don't pay it, they cut the heat off. And right now, Alabama's starting to get cold.
Well, give it 24 hours and it'll be 90 degrees again.
Alabama. So, if you have questions about... Office email, Google email, moving to Google servers, stuff like that. Feel free to find us online. You can find us online just about anywhere at Purple Tie Guys. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the Twitters. And find us online on our website, www.http, whatever, none of those things, just purpletieguys.com. I'm a little old-fashioned. I need to put the HTTP and all the, like...
We're going to have to get an SSL certificate at some point.
That's a topic for another day.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.